90 Day Fiance. The Other Way premiere recap September 8, 25, Season 7 Episode 1 C'est la vie. Tonight on TLC, their popular reality show 90 Day Fiance. The Other Way airs with an all-new Monday, September 8, 2025 episode, and we have your 90 Day Fiance. The Other Way recap below for you. On tonight's 90 Day Fiance, The Other Way Season 7 Episode 1 called C'est la vie, as per the TLC synopsis, Khloe trades Boston luxury for Johnny's pirate life in Aruba. Mannon risks it all returning to France for Anthony. Luke heads to Colombia to wed Madeleine. Also, Jenny and Sumit face a new challenge living under his parents' roof. So make sure to tune in tonight between 8 p.m. to 10 p.m. Eastern Time for our 90 Day Fiancé, The Other Way recap. While you wait for our recap, make sure to check out all our television spoilers, news, recaps, and more here. Tonight's 90 Day Fiancé, The Other Way recap begins now. Refresh page often to get the most current updates. Khloe is an American. She's 23 years old. She lives in Massachusetts. She was moving out of the country to be with a man she fell in love with, but everyone thinks she's crazy for moving. Khloe had everything going for her in the States. She was giving that up for Jonathan. Jonathan was 32 and lives in Aruba. He was an entertainer on a pirate party boat. His job was how they met. She went down there on a trip with friends and they did a day excursion on the ship. Her first impression wasn't the greatest. She thought he was cocky at first. Jonathan, known affectionately as Johnny, won her over later on. They dated long distance for 11 months. They were ready to commit, and so Khloe was moving to Aruba. None of her loved ones were happy about it. Her mom worked hard to provide Khloe with a lot of opportunities. She got a college degree. She's got a job. She was throwing that away to potentially work on a pirate ship with her boyfriend in Aruba. Her mom knew that life was going to be hard for her. Something she didn't want for her princess. Princess wasn't an insult, by the way. It's how even Khloe describes herself. She was in cheerleading and beauty pageants. She was used to a great quality of life. She was giving that up to wing in a foreign country. Her mom didn't think it would work. Her friends didn't think it would work. Her friend was actually married to someone that grew up with Johnny. She therefore knew that he was a player. He wasn't the type of guy to settle down, and here was Khloe doing more than that. She was giving up everything for him. Khloe doesn't see that because she was betting everything on love. The same goes for Mannon. Mannon was from France and she's lived in the United States for years. She was married to an American named Anthony. Mannon said she was doing it to spend quality time with her son. She can offer him a better quality of life there. She was going to stay home and her husband was going to work over there. Mannon loves France. She just hated growing up there. She was bullied relentless for being plus size. The bullying didn't stop at school either. Her family comes down on her for her weight as well. They still do, and she's 32. Mannon didn't want to go back to that or live with that. She also wouldn't have her friends when she goes back. She wouldn't have her career. And their quality of life couldn't be too bad in the States if Anthony at 33 can afford to stay home with their son Benjamin. It was hard to make sacrifices when life was pretty good. Take Jenny and Sumit. They were happy. They loved living in India together. Jenny was an American and she was older than her husband. She was 67. Sumit was 36. They've been together for 15 years. They were happy, and unfortunately they've had some money troubles since then. They now have to move in with his parents. The good news is that his parents finally accept their relationship. They hated the two of them being together at first. They were so set against it that they arranged a marriage for Sumit. Sumit didn't tell Jenny about the marriage. She didn't find out until after she moved to India and found out he couldn't marry her because he was already married. Sumit told her he'd get a divorce. He actually followed through on that one. He got a divorce from his first wife and he and Jenny got engaged. Then his parents became the issue. They refused to give their approval, and so the couple got married in secret. Sumit got thrown out of the family because of it. And now things are good? His parents have accepted that Sumit loves Jenny. Only they might be a problem when it comes to living with them. Jenny and Sumit have lived a great life by themselves. They had a great apartment too before Sumit lost his job. Sumit doesn't want to live off his wife while he finds new employment. Moving in with his parents will ensure they don't have to pay rent and give Sumit the grace he needs to get back on his feet. It might reopen wounds between Jenny and her mother-in-law because Sumit's mom hated they were about the same age for the longest time. Best of luck to them. Most people didn't think they'd last, and they did. Most people don't think Madeleine and Luke will last either, and they might surprise people. Madeleine was 20 years old. She was from Colombia. She's a beauty queen, and her American fiancé was moving to Colombia to be with her. Luke was 31. He met Madeleine on a boys' trip. They went to Colombia because they heard of the beautiful women there. They all signed up for dating apps once they got there, and he met Madeleine on day one of the trip. It's been 2 years since then. Couple has dated long distance. They got engaged. They were getting married now, and it was going to be hard for them. Madeleine was used to a way of life. One that Luke currently can't afford. Luke was in debt. He stayed in the States for 2 years because his job has been the only income coming in. He used his savings to invest in a couple of companies, and those companies haven't turned a profit. They might eventually. Luke believes they will. He wants to wait until his situation clears up, or at least until he was out of debt, which was a problem. Madeleine didn't want to wait anymore. She was young. She was impatient. She wanted them to start their lives now, and she didn't want to hear Luke's reasoning anymore. She told him to move to Colombia now or else. Luke feared that or else was breaking up. He literally got a tattoo of her name right near his privates after 3 months, and that meant he was in it for the long haul. He quit his job. He was selling his house. He was prepared to finally move to Colombia, where he has no idea how to afford his upcoming wedding. Now back to Mannon. Mannon and Anthony love each other. It's just been hard since their son was born. She went back to work after 8 weeks. She worked several jobs at the time. She barely had enough bonding time with her son. It even made her resent her husband for a while. He got to stay home. He got to be with Ben, and now Ben goes to him for his needs and comfort. He cries when Mannon tries to play with him because he wants daddy. And so Mannon wants quality time with him, but does it have to come at the cost of living in a place and around people that hates her? The American dream was killing Mannon. It was killing a lot of people. Doesn't explain why her husband couldn't find a job in the States while she steps away for a year to bond with their son. The move to France sounds like something he prioritized. She dreaded it. She still has to work part-time. She has to bond with her son on top of living with her parents. They have to move in with her parents for a bit to save money. Yes, the same parents that bullied her for her weight. They were also the same parents that struggled with their own bills all throughout Mannon's life. Anthony thinks moving there will be some dream. He thinks that 70 grand will stretch for them. He failed to see the toll of this move might be what breaks up his marriage. Cunny thinks moving to France will save his marriage, but he's wrong. Mannon will still resent him if communication breaks down again, and it already is before they get there. That money won't stretch. They won't be able to find a new place right away. Mannon came to the States with nothing, and she's built a great life to now suddenly go back 10 steps? She'll resent him for that too. The one thing she won't do was allow anyone else to crap on his dream, and this includes his family. Khloe will also resent Johnny if her friend proves to be right about him. She was giving up a 6-figure salary to go live with a pirate. Said pirate has also cheated on her in the past. He told her he was taking a trip with friends to Florida, and it was revealed that he took another woman to Florida for that woman's birthday. It wasn't a boys' trip like Khloe originally thought it was. It was a romantic getaway for 2. Khloe talked to Johnny about it. He explained he didn't know they were exclusive. He thought they had an open relationship. Khloe chose to forgive him. She was also ignoring everyone that was telling her to dump him. Khloe has always visited Johnny in Aruba. Has Johnny ever visited her in Boston? He went to Florida for another woman. He couldn't bring himself to come back to the States for Khloe. Khloe's family and friends were bringing up the red flags, and she was ignoring all of them. Khloe loves Johnny too much. Then again, she's young. She's allowed to make mistakes at an age where they don't count. And it's not like they're engaged. Does Johnny even know she's moving to Aruba, or does he think she's coming for a visit? See me and come live with me are two different beasts. Jenny was already regrets moving in with her in-laws. She heard from the family's other daughter-in-law that Sumit's mother was very traditional. She ran that house and she expects the women there to follow her lead. Jenny was used to going out alone and shopping alone. She cooks her American food. She was now genuinely afraid of giving that all up after talking to Shri. Shri was no longer the favorite daughter-in-law. She lost in after Sumit's mom said she didn't do anything, and Shri then decided not to do anything so that her in-laws could see her hard work. They're still not appreciative of Shri because they didn't feel she should stand up for herself. They were going to be the same for Jenny. Jenny feared it too. Sumit talked her down. He couldn't wait to live with his family forever, and so they moved in. On day one, his mom was going through their things. She tried to break Jenny's bottles of alcohol. She told Jenny she had too many clothes. She was criticizing her after just an hour. Jenny wasn't going to be living with them forever, and Sumit needed to hurry up to find a new job. And Luke was heavily debt yet still spending money. He was spending it on a huge wedding, and his fiance wanted to come down the aisle on a helicopter. She's not understanding the cash flow problem. Or he wasn't explaining it properly. His father tried to warn him to slow down, and Luke was ignoring him because he thought he was in the right.